So we have covered these three. Basically, we have covered the reactions of haloalkanes. In haloarenes, it's not that lengthy part. The nucleophilic substitution reaction and electrophilic substitution reaction and reaction with metals. Reaction with metals very much common as compared to reaction with haloalkanes. Okay? So the first thing, nucleophilic substitution reaction, and we are talking about haloarenes. So we have done reactions of haloalkanes, now haloarenes reactions. Now, if we consider nucleophilic substitution in haloarenes, it is somewhat difficult, and there are some reasons for that. Why it is difficult in nucleophilic substitution reaction and why it is not favored as good as it is in haloalkanes. The first reason is resonance effect. In haloarenes, the electron pairs on halogen atom are in conjugation with pi system of the ring, and the following resonating structures are possible. So it means resonance initially was in just benzene ring. Okay. But if chlorine is attached, any halogen, chlorine, bromine, etc., the resonance extends to this part also. Now the whole molecule is stabilized, not only the benzene ring, whole molecule is stabilized because the resonance is in the entire molecule. And how it gets triggered? I told you that resonance can get triggered. Just a second, I'm getting a call. Just a second. Okay, so what I was talking about, yes, the resonance. So resonance can get triggered from excess of electrons or charge, negative charge. So here you have excess of electrons on chlorine. So resonance gets triggered from here. So these two electrons form the double bond. The moment this double bond is formed, this double bond breaks because carbon cannot have five bonds, and hence resonance trigger travels throughout the benzene ring and then goes back to the chlorine again. So due to resonance, the whole molecule gets stabilized. So this bond gets partial double bond character. And now it is difficult to break this bond. Moreover, second, difference in hybridization of carbon atom in haloalkanes. This is sp2 hybridized carbon. This carbon is sp2 hybridized. However, in case of alkanes, it was sp3 hybridized carbon. What is the difference? The difference is the percentage S character. The percentage S character in case of sp2 is 33.33%. However, in case of sp3, it was just 25%. And I told you that S character, electronegativity, acidic character, all these are interrelated, directly proportional. So higher the S character means higher the electronegativity. Higher the electronegativity means it will pull the electron cloud towards itself with greater strength as compared to sp3. So I'm writing it so that you can understand. Higher the S character means higher the electronegativity. And by definition, what is electronegativity? It is the tendency to pull the electron cloud, shared electron cloud towards itself. So it means shorter the CCl bond length, because carbon will pull the electron density towards itself. It is more electronegative as compared to sp3 hybridized carbon. So shorter the bond length. It is not due to resonance. Resonance, yes, due to partial double bond character, the bond length will be shorter, okay, slightly shorter. But this is due to the hybridization also, that it will reduce the bond length. And shorter the bond length, difficult to break the bond. I am talking about the factors which are responsible for less reactivity of haloarenes towards nucleophilic substitution reaction. Okay, for substitution reaction, obviously chlorine should go away, then substitution will take place. So I'm talking about those factors which make it difficult to remove the chlorine. First was resonance. Second is hybridization of carbon to which chlorine is attached or bromine is attached, means halogen is attached. Yes, Shashwat, more acidic also, correct? Divya, good evening. You don't need to take notes. Notes are available online, okay? You just need to understand and write the keywords I am talking about. That will be good. What I suggest that don't write everything what I am telling you, but have a notebook and pen and just write the keywords. For example, here I explained that higher the S character, higher the electronegativity, shorter the CCl bond, difficult to break the bond. If you write this one, you will be able to retain this. If you write just a story or in the form of paragraph, you won't be able to retain it. So I would suggest that just you write these sort of things, not everything what I am telling you. So second, difference in hybridization, which leads to difficulty in removal of chlorine or bromine, that is halogen, from the carbon. Next, instability of phenyl cation. If you remember in haloalkanes we talked about that in SN1 reaction, carbocation is formed. Okay? That was the first step, slow step, if you remember. And then on that carbocation, nucleophile used to attack from either side. And in that case, the carbocation was planar. Okay. Now here, what is the problem? The problem is if suppose chlorine is removed or halogen is removed, then carbocation will be formed, phenyl cation will be formed. Now the moment cation is formed, it will break the resonance. It will break the resonance. The positive charge anywhere will break the resonance because the moment electrons will come to this carbon, it will absorb those electrons because it does not have electrons. It will not allow to move those electrons further. So it will break the resonance. And now this is product. This is not the reactant. This is product. Reactant is haloarine. So if carbocation is formed and product is less stable than reactant, because in reactant there is resonance, complete resonance. In product, resonance gets broken. The product is less stable. It means this conversion is not favored. So that's why SN1 reactions are ruled out in haloarenes. Another reason why nucleophilic substitution reaction, specifically in this case SN1, is not favored. Next, because of possible repulsion also, if you consider the resonance, you know that in benzene ring, whether it is halogen attached or not, in benzene ring, due to resonance, all carbons have negative charge because electrons are moving from one carbon to another carbon, and it is actually symmetrical. Okay. That's why we just draw a ring here. Yeah. Or you can say every bond is hybrid bond, means somewhere single bond and double bond characters both. So all carbons have electrons which are moving due to resonance. Now, because electrons are already present and nucleophile is the negative itself, it is looking for a positive center, and positive center is missing in this ring. So negative actually repel negative. So there is less possibility that nucleophile will come closer to haloarenes. Negative will repel negative. Okay. So that's what is written here. Because of possible repulsion, it is less likely for the electron-rich nucleophile to approach electron-rich arenes. Okay. So these four reasons you need to remember. Okay. First reason I said due to resonance. Second reason I said due to hybridization. It is applicable for both. Okay, whether it is we are talking about SN1 or SN2. Then third reason I talked about for SN1 reaction due to instability of the carbocation formed. The product is not stable. Okay, that was the first one. Third one, and that is only related to SN1. And fourth and last one, that electron-rich nucleophile will get repelled by electron-rich haloarenes. So that's why the nucleophilic substitution reactions are not much favored. It does not mean that nucleophilic reactions do not happen. Okay? Now, substitution reaction due to replacement by hydroxyl group reactions do happen. What we are talking about? We are talking about substitution reaction by what? Hydroxyl group, which is a nucleophile. So obviously it is nucleophilic substitution reaction we are going to talk about. What we discussed here, we discussed that less likely to happen, not as reactive as haloarenes, as haloalkanes. Chlorobenzene can be converted into phenol by heating in aqueous sodium hydroxide solution at a temperature of 623 K and pressure of 300 atmosphere. You need to write this reaction in your notebook, just rough notebook you need to have, and write it 2-3 times. Very important conversion reaction. You will be using these reactions for conversion in many questions. So chloro group can be converted to hydroxyl group, that is, chlorobenzene can be converted to phenol by reacting it with aqueous NaOH. This NaOH is written here, it is actually aqueous. Temperature is important, 623 Kelvin at a very high pressure, 300 atm. Okay. Next, in presence of proton. So whenever it is written like this, first and second, it means that all are not present at the same time. First, this reaction happens, and after that, we have acidic environment. H plus means acidic environment. And you have to write like this, first and second. Same reaction you can write, you can omit it from here, okay? And you can divide it in two steps. In first step, this one, and in second step, this. Okay. In few cases, you can divide it. But in this case, this is the way to write. The presence of an electron withdrawing group, that is NO2. And if you remember in 11th, I asked you to memorize all electron withdrawing, electron donating groups. And this is the reason, because these will decide the reactivity. The presence of an electron withdrawing group at ortho and para positions increases the reactivity of haloarenes. And there is reason for that. Very important question appears from here. That why the presence of nitro group on ortho and para position of haloarenes increases the reactivity. Yeah. So this is the same thing we talked about here. This is when we are talking about only chlorine, and this is when we have nitro group on ortho and para, or only on para. But otherwise, the reaction is same reaction we are talking about. Conditions are different. Reaction is same. Why conditions are different? Now we don't need high pressure. So if you see, pressure is not written. We don't need high temperature. In earlier case, it was 623 Kelvin. NaOH is same, acidic environment is same. But again, if nitro group is present on both ortho and para, temperature further reduced. We don't need even 443 Kelvin. And normal pressure, 1 atm pressure, the reaction happens. So this is the question, that why we don't need high temperature and why we don't need high pressure. Why the reactivity increased? The reactivity increased due to the reason that NO2 is electron withdrawing group. It pulls the electron density, electron withdrawing group pulls the electron density towards itself. Okay? And if you see there are three NO2 groups attached, then you just need to do warm, and you don't need anything. The reaction takes place even with H2O, because H2O also provides OH. So here you even don't need NaOH to provide, because NaOH is a strong base. It provides a lot of hydroxyl. In this case, you just need a warm environment, and even water can do this thing. Now the reason. The effect is pronounced when NO2 group is introduced at ortho and para position. However, no effect on the activity of haloarenes is observed by the presence of electron withdrawing group at meta position. That is something I'll explain now. And that is through the mechanism. And that will explain the reason. This OH is provided by NaOH. Okay. This OH is provided by NaOH. And this negative will attack on this positive part. Carbon chlorine bond will be slightly polar bond. Carbon will attain partial positive charge. Hence, nucleophile will attack here. So it will get attached, and the moment it gets attached here, this bond will break, because carbon cannot have 5 bonds. So this bond will break, and both the electrons will be passed to this carbon, and this carbon will attain negative charge. Okay. Now this carbon gains negative charge, it will try to form the double bond here. In this case, the moment it will form the double bond, this double bond will break because carbon again cannot have here 5 bonds. And the moment it is broken here, this bond gets broken, this double bond. Okay, yeah. This double bond gets broken and moves here. So try to understand what I am saying. Initially, the bond has broken, the electrons passed here. Okay. Then these two electrons formed a double bond here. The moment double bond was formed, this bond broke. This bond broken, the negative charge now here. This. Now this negative charge will try to form a double bond here. The moment this double bond is formed, this double bond will break. And if this double bond breaks, it will move the electrons here. Okay. Now the moment electrons are here, it will try to form a double bond here. Now the moment it forms the double bond here, because OH has got attached here, it means OH has greater affinity. That's why it got attached. Chlorine will get detached. Chlorine will go as chloride ion. So try to understand the steps. I'm clearing the screen. What I explained, try to understand the steps. If any step is not clear, let me know. Now you might be surprised that why I am saying that NO2 when got attached, then this reactivity increased. It increased because NO2 is electron withdrawing group. And it will facilitate the movement of electron from chlorine or from this double bond towards itself. It will facilitate the movement of electron towards itself. It means the movement of electron in the ring will get facilitated. So the electron will be able to move more easily from this carbon towards the benzene ring. That's why greater the number of NO2, greater will be the reactivity because all the NO2 nitro groups will try to fetch the electron density into the benzene ring, into the benzene ring. And that's why the attack of the nucleophile on the carbon will get facilitated. Understand how? This is Cl bond. This carbon has partial positive charge, and that's why OH minus is willing to attack here. If NO2 group is attached here, say ortho position, it will try to fetch the electron density towards itself. When it fetches the electron density towards itself, positive character of this carbon increases. Loss of electrons is gain of positive charge. Similarly here, tendency to lose the electron is more partial positive charge. So the partial positive charge on carbon will increase because the electron density on carbon will decrease. NO2 will fetch the electron density into the ring. Greater number of NO2, greater will be the fetching of electron density into the ring, higher will be the positive charge on carbon, higher the positive charge, easier will be the attack by the nucleophile because nucleophile is negative. So that's why presence of any electron withdrawing group on ortho and para positions will increase the reactivity of the halogens. Is that clear? Now, mechanism I'll explain, and that's what is required to explain why it does not help if NO2 group is on meta positions. Okay, for ortho positions, it is straightforward. If still there is any confusion, let me know. Questions based on this concept will be asked. Okay. So these steps, yes, you need to draw and you need to at least, I would suggest that you need to draw and remember these steps. Sometimes these steps are required to write in the examination. Otherwise, this whole step is complete. The first one is sufficient. Okay? Not in two steps. The first one is single step, that is sufficient. Now come to the meta position. Okay? If it is attached on the meta position, then what is the mechanism, how the mechanism will take place? Yes, mechanism will take place. Even this will happen if it is NO2 group is on the meta position. But if you remember, we said that no effect on reactivity of haloarenes is observed by the presence of electron withdrawing groups at meta position. NO2 group is attached here. Okay. And you know that negative charge appears at ortho and para positions. Ortho and para positions only. That is something you have seen in previous slide also. Ortho, para, ortho only. So even if NO2 group is attached at meta position, there is no electron density at meta position which it can pull towards itself because electron density is either at ortho or para, not at meta position. So even if NO2 is attached at meta position, it does not have any impact because it does not get any chance to pull the electron density from the ring because at meta position there is no electron density. Increase in electron density due to resonance. Is that clear? So if you are asked that why electron withdrawing group at meta position does not change the reactivity, the reason is in the benzene ring, only ortho and para positions get electron rich. On meta position, there is no extra electron density which can be pulled by electron withdrawing group. Now the question, and that is actually the same thing what I have told you. Why does NO2 group show its effect only at ortho and para positions and not at meta positions? Slightly more, okay, here. So as I have shown, in presence of nitro group at ortho and para position withdraws the electron density from the benzene and thus facilitates the attack of the nucleophile on halogen. So if at ortho position NO2 group is attached, electron density appears here, that NO2 group will pull it further towards itself and will make the carbon more electropositive. Partial positive charge on carbon will increase. So the carbanion thus formed is stabilized through resonance. The negative charge appeared at ortho and para positions with respect to the halogen substituent is stabilized by NO2 group. Stabilized by NO2 group means it is pulled by NO2 group, fetched by NO2 group towards itself. While in case of meta nitrobenzene, none of the resonating structures bear the negative charge on carbon atom bearing the NO2 group. So the carbon atom, which is at meta position, it does not get negative charge. So this is how you need to write that why meta position will not contribute, the electron withdrawing group at meta position will not contribute in the reactivity of haloarenes. So therefore, presence of nitro group at meta position does not stabilize the negative charge and no effect on reactivity is observed. So that completes nucleophilic substitution reaction of haloarenes. Nucleophilic substitution reaction in case of haloalkanes, too many, very lengthy part and very important part. Here also it is very important part because these questions what I have talked about are very much common. So if you can understand these points, you will be able to answer these questions. And very few things I talked about. I talked about that you can convert haloarenes into phenol by reacting it with caustic soda. And if it is just haloarene, you need to use, along with caustic soda, you need to use high temperature 623 Kelvin and high pressure 300 atmospheric. And then you need to do acidic hydrolysis. But if there is one NO2 group, the temperature will decrease to around 443 Kelvin and normal pressure. If there are two NO2 groups, the temperature will further reduce to 373 around Kelvin at normal pressure. If three NO2 group, it will happen only if you just have warm environment and even NaOH is not required. Only water is required. Water will provide OH and also the H plus, both, and reaction will happen. And then we talked about presence of electron withdrawing group, why increases the reactivity if at ortho and para, and why not if at meta position. That's all about nucleophilic substitution reaction. Now electrophilic substitution reaction means electrophile is now into the picture instead of nucleophile. Haloarenes undergo the usual electrophilic reactions of benzene ring, such as halogenation, nitration, sulfonation, Friedel-Crafts reactions. These type of reactions you have studied in 11th grade as well. Yeah? And these are similar ones. All are similar ones. Halogen atom, besides being slightly deactivating, is orthopara directing. Halogen atom means chlorine, bromine, etc. These are orthopara directing, means if chlorine is attached already on the benzene ring, then if an electrophile tries to attack here, it will direct that electrophile to either ortho or para position if halogen is already attached. And you need to remember these points. These will help you to answer these type of questions. Halogenation, nitration, sulfonation, and Friedel-Crafts. Alkylation, Friedel-Crafts, acylation. Halogen is ortho-para directing. Now why? The reason is chlorine withdraws electrons through inductive effect and releases electrons through resonance. I am talking about this point. Halogen atom, besides being slightly deactivating. So why it is deactivating and why it is orthopara directing? These 2 points I am talking about. The reason is chlorine withdraws electrons through inductive effect and releases electrons through resonance. What is that? For that, I am drawing the structure. And you know, when I talked about it, I said that resonance starts from the electrons possessed by chlorine. Okay. It means presence of chlorine stabilizes the molecule because it increases the resonance. So chlorine actually stabilizes this molecule due to resonance. Second is chlorine is electron withdrawing group, means it pulls the electron density towards itself. If it pulls the electron density towards itself, it means it makes carbon more electropositive. It means it facilitates the attack of nucleophile on this carbon, but facilitates the attack of electrophile on this carbon, because the moment it is positive, okay, and this one is negative, the electron here negative, 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 it will fetch the electron density towards itself slightly, okay, but not too much. So electrophile, which is positive, will still attack here, or will still attack here. So the reason electrophile attacks in this case here, okay, is that it is negatively charged. However, I'll explain something different also, but for now, chlorine is electron withdrawing group in itself. So nothing is attached here. I'm talking about only haloarenes. Nothing is attached here. Okay? If nothing is attached, chlorine is the only electron withdrawing group here. NO2 is not attached. And chlorine also provides electrons to stabilize the molecule. That is what is written here. And if chlorine is electron withdrawing and pulls the electrons towards itself, this is called minus I effect, if you remember. Minus I effect is when an electronegative element attached to the system pulls the electron density towards itself. I'm just writing so that you can recall. For example, if this was like this, the chlorine pulls the electron density towards itself, that is minus I effect. And this alkyl group pushes the electron density towards chlorine, that is plus I effect. That is the definition of inductive effect. Okay. So this gains partial positive charge, partial negative charge. So charges are induced. That's why inductive effect, due to difference in polarity. Plus I effect, minus I effect, I hope you remember and you can recall. So when we say inductive effect, chlorine withdraws electron density. So it is pulling electron density towards itself. So it is inductive effect, which is minus I effect, not plus I, okay? And releases electrons through resonance. Through inductive effect, chlorine destabilizes the intermediate carbocation formed during the electrophilic substitution. Remember, I am going back what I am talking about. I am talking about this, that halogen atom, besides being slightly deactivating, is orthopara directing. So you need to understand what I am talking about, why it is deactivating, but is still orthopara directing. It is because there are two effects in place. One effect is responsible for deactivation, the other effect is responsible for orthopara direction. So inductive effect, chlorine destabilizes the intermediate carbocation formed during the electrophilic substitution. That is deactivation. Destabilizing the carbocation formed if product is not stable, it means it is deactivating. The reaction is not favored. Deactivating. Carbocation is not stabilized. So intermediate carbocation formed during the electrophilic substitution is destabilized by inductive effect. So what you need to remember, inductive effect destabilizes carbocation intermediate. It means deactivating in nature. So inductive effect is for destabilizing the intermediate carbocation. Now the resonance. I told you that these electrons actually contribute to resonance. Now in resonance, this is the same thing we have talked about. Resonance will produce charges on earth and para position, and that's why these will enable the attack of electrophile on these positions. Electrophile itself is positive. Electrophile means it is looking for negative charge. It is looking for electrons or negative charge, and negative charges are at ortho and para positions. So it will facilitate the attack on ortho and para positions. It means resonance creates negative charges at ortho and para positions, hence facilitates attack by electrophile at ortho and para positions. Another way to understand it like this one. Okay. Suppose resonance creates negative charge at ortho and para position. But because inductive effect pulls the electron density towards itself, this electron density will be pulled by carbon. So here it will be less negative charge. Chlorine pulls the electron density from this carbon. So this carbon will further pull the electron density from ortho positions. So the negative charge at ortho positions will decrease, and slight negative charge will decrease at para position also. Not as much as from ortho position because it is far away from the carbon which is attached to chlorine, but certain charge will be reduced. Okay. So through resonance, halogen tends to stabilize the carbocation, and the effect is more pronounced at ortho and para positions. The resonance effect tends to oppose the inductive effect for the attack at ortho and para position, and hence makes the deactivation less for ortho and para position. Now halogenation. Halogenation is you already have a halogen attached here. You already have halogen attached here. And you are getting it reacted with another halogen in presence of anhydrous FeCl3. Now you know that chlorine, I told you, if it is attached, it is ortho and para directing. You need to remember that. Chlorine is ortho and para directing because due to resonance, at ortho and para positions, negative charges will be attached. So it means what you will get chlorine attached on the ortho and para position, but para will be major because in para there is much less hindrance. At ortho position, the chlorine can attack from this position only, but at para position, chlorine can attach from here, from here, from here, here, everywhere. It's free. So there are greater chances that the chlorine attacks the para position easily as compared to ortho position. That's why this one is major. Next, nitration. Again, the same thing. Chlorine is ortho and para direct. And the nitration is done in presence of H2SO4. Okay, it is not just HNO3. Sulfonation will be there if there is only H2SO4. For that, you don't need anything. But for nitration, you need H2SO4. And NO2 will get attached at ortho and para. Why? Because chlorine is ortho and para directing. Again, the same thing, para will be major product. Sulfonation, you just need concentrated H2SO4 here. Sulfonic group, SO3H is known as sulfonic group. Sulfonic group will get attached at ortho and para. Para will be major compound. Then Friedel-Crafts alkylation. Friedel-Crafts alkylation means alkyl group will get attached. Alkyl group will get attached where? Chlorine is ortho and para directive. So alkyl group will get attached on ortho or para position. Again, the para will be the major product. You need to remember, you need to use aryl halide and alkyl halide in this case. So there is reaction of alkyl halide and aryl halide possible in presence of anhydrous AlCl3, and it is known as Friedel-Crafts alkylation. In this case, the alkyl group of haloalkane will get attached at ortho and para position of haloarine. Next, acylation. In this case, acyl halide, the acyl group, will get attached at ortho and para position. CH3CO is acyl group. Basically, RCO is acyl group. RCO. This is the acyl group. It will get attached at ortho and para position. Para will be the major one. As usual, chlorine is ortho and para directly. So what you are getting from here, that if chlorine is attached on benzene ring, it will direct the incoming attacking reagent at ortho and para positions. In all such reactions you have seen, these are similar ones. Reaction with halogen, that is chlorine, chlorine will get attached at ortho para position. Reaction with HNO3 in presence of H2SO4, NO2 group will get attached at ortho and para position. Reaction with simply concentrated H2SO4, sulfonic group will get attached at ortho and para positions because chlorine is ortho and para directing. If alkyl halide is reacted with haloarenes, then alkyl group will get attached at ortho para position, but this reaction has to be in presence of anhydrous AlCl3. If acyl chloride is reacted, then acyl group will get attached at ortho and para positions. In all these cases, para will be the major product. So that completes your electrophilic substitution reactions also. As you see, these are of much less length and duration as compared to reaction of haloalkanes. Next is reaction with metals. Again, very easy ones and similar to what you have done in case of reaction of haloalkanes. The first one is Wurtz fatigue reaction. And if you remember, we have talked about it in 11th grade also. In Wurtz reaction, there is only alkyl halide which is reacted with sodium. Here in Wurtz fatigue reaction, alkyl halide and aryl halide reacted with sodium. Okay. And both get attached in a similar way as it happens in Wurtz reaction. Wurtz reaction was Rx plus 2Na plus Rx. R got attached. Here also, the aryl group and alkyl group, these two get attached in this case. Okay. The reaction is carried out in presence of dry ether. The reason is otherwise sodium will react with moisture present in air. Next, fatigue reaction. So Ward's reaction, Ward's fatigue reaction, fatigue, just you can remember fatigue means aryl. Okay. However, this is name of scientist. Okay. Fatigue reaction means both are aryl. So if both are aryl, this group will get attached to itself. Diphenyl will be produced. This is known as fatigue reaction. It is similar to, if you didn't get it, it is similar to this is aryl halide plus 2Na plus this is another aryl halide. And these combine to form 2NaX, for example, 2NaCl or 2NaBr. And these two will combine to form diphenyl. Reactions are similar. Okay. Words reaction, words fatigue reaction similar. You just need to remember in words reaction only haloalkanes. In words fatigue reaction, one haloalkane, one haloarine, and in fatigue both haloarenes. Now the question. Identify A, B, C, D, E, R, and R dash in the following reactions. Now the question is very easy, and you know that alkyl halide, this is not aryl halide, remember. This is just the cyclohexane. This is not benzene ring. When alkyl halides are reacted with magnesium, we get what? We talked about it in previous class. Let me know in the chat window. Yes, Ashi, correct. Tell me the name of that compound, usual name of that compound, which we get when we react alkyl halide with magnesium. Who is going to tell me the answer? Yes, Shashwat, what is the name of that compound? Usual name, common name. Correct. We get Grignard reagent. Okay. So this combination will give you Grignard reagent. And Grignard reagent, we produce Grignard reagent in presence of dry ether because it reacts very actively with moisture even. And when reacted with moisture, that is water here, it produces hydrocarbon. I hope you are able to recall from the previous class. Grignard reagent, when reacted with water, gives us hydrocarbon. So it means in this case, this will be MgX or MgX is Grignard reagent. And when reacted with H2O, it will give you the hydrocarbon, simple hydrocarbon. Yes, Tuhina, that was Grignard reagent. Okay, right. So simple, this portion will get, you will get the hydrocarbon, in this case, cyclohexane. You got the Grignard reagent. If it reacts with moisture or water, it gives you alkane. Here in this case, cyclohexane. Now the next one. RBr reacted with Mg in presence of dry ether. Again, this will be Grignard reagent. And Grignard reagent will be RMgX, means it will be RMgBr. Okay. Now you need to find this R. What is this R? From this information. Now remember, when Grignard reagent reacts with water, it gives you simple hydrocarbon. And this is nothing but heavy water. This is actually water. In place of protium, we are using deuterium. That's it, simple. Otherwise, the reaction will be exactly same. So in this case also, here in this case, instead of hydrogen, you will have deuterium attached. So otherwise, it could have been only CH3, CH2, CH3, like this. But because the reaction is with D, it means here we have D. Now this gives you a hint. D is on the central carbon. Right? If it would have not been D, suppose it would have been H2O, it will not give you any hint where this bromine is attached, because all hydrogens are symmetrical, CH3, CH2, CH3. You don't know where the bromine was attached. But here in this case, this D being attached on central carbon tells you that this R is actually like CH3, CH, CH3, Mg, Br. R is like this because the hydrogen gets attached at this place, Mg. If it would have been H2O, hydrogen would have got attached here, and you would have got propane. But because it is D2O, D is getting attached here. So it gives you a hint that R is actually this thing. Means C will be CH3, CH, CH3, MgBr, and this compound is actually CH3, CH, CH3, Br. Okay, or just verify this. Also, you write CH3, CH, CH3, Br. Is that clear, everyone, what I am saying? So you got the value of R from the last product. Yeah. And from that, you got the C. So we got A, we got B, we got C. Now the next part. Next part is you have here D, you have here E, and this is just alkyl halide. Okay? And this alkyl halide with the sodium and ether gives you this compound. Now this is Wurtz reaction. This part is actually Wurtz reaction. It is actually R dash X plus 2Na plus R dash X equals to R dash R. It means R dash is this part. This is one R1, this is another R1. This is the product. So from here, you got the configuration of this one as CH3, C, CH3, CH3. Remember, there is one C here which is not written. And then X. So R1X is this one, and R1 is this. So you got R1 also. Okay. In previous case, we have got R also here. Okay. So this part also done. A, B, C, R done. Now R1 also done. Now, if we get it reacted with Mg, we will get a Grignard reagent. And Rx, if reacted with Mg, gives us RMgX. This is something we know. So R1X when reacted with Mg will give us R1MgX. And when R1MgX reacted with H2O, it will give us the hydrocarbon R dash. Okay. So what that hydrocarbon will be? That will be just replace this by CH. Remove halogen, replace that by hydrogen. So E will be the CH3, CH, CH3, CH3. R1 will be this CH3, C, CH3, CH3. R was CH3, CH, CH3, this alkyl group. D is R1MgX, means R1 is this, have MgX here. This is D. So that completes today's class. Take care. Good night. Bye bye.